Welcome to the video, guys. It seems Sadiq Khan has not given up on keeping us in the European Union and actually think he holds some political weight when it comes to the Brexit debate, which obviously we know he doesn't. Now, before I get into today's video, I want to plug the channel's sponsor, NordVPN. Internet security is important to me for various reasons, which is why I have been a customer of NordVPN for the past 18 months now. And given the crazy times we are living through, with encroachments on our freedom left, right and centre, the security NordVPN provides is invaluable as we move closer to things like contract tracing apps and the like. Along with protecting your online privacy, this service will give you access to a wide range of content on various platforms such as Netflix that may not be available in the region you live due to government or internet provider censorship. You know, that soul-destroying message the video is blocked in your region will become a thing of the past. NordVPN has absolutely no data login whatsoever and 24/7 customer support, allowing you to view what otherwise would be out of reach by giving you access to over 5,500 servers in 60 different countries. That will keep you watching the content that interests you the most, and of course, keeping your online privacy safe. Now, one of the great things about NordVPN is you can use it on various different devices, ranging from desktop computers and laptops to smartphones and even the internet router itself. With 6 simultaneous connections, you are completely covered, and the range of industry rewards given to NordVPN speaks for itself, including the Best VPN Award for 2019. Now, I have a special offer available at nordvpn.org/we got a problem, where you can save 70% on a 3-year plan, plus get 1 month extra for free, costing just £2.68 a month. If protecting your data online is important to you, then head over to nordvpn.org/we got a problem and sign up today. Now, back to the video. He took it upon himself to write a letter to Michael Gove. As is reported here by The Express, Sadiq Khan demands Brexit extension for London in angry letter to Michael Gove. So what is he planning to do? Create a border around London or something? Give that an extension while the rest of the country's out? Just stupid. The pro-Remain London mayor insisted the last thing Britain needs is more chaos and uncertainty during the coronavirus crisis. Well, you better step down then, because London doesn't need you as their mayor, and to be honest, never did. Mr. Khan's letter to the Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster comes as the 4th round of trade talks between the UK and the EU start on Tuesday, which, if the last few trade talks are anything to go by, likely won't end very well for the EU. The London mayor said no one anticipated when voting for Brexit that the key negotiations would take place at a time when all governments are rightly focused on fighting a global pandemic. And I can tell you right now, the people who voted for Brexit do not care about that. Democracy still has to continue. The country should still function, so I really don't know what he is going on about there. Just because there's a global pandemic on does not mean everything else in the country or what people voted for falls by the wayside. The government might have tried to pull that with stuff in the NHS, but it seems they're not trying to pull it with the Brexit situation. That has obviously sent Sadiq Khan into complete shitfits. The last thing the country needs as it tries to find a way back from the devastation wreaked by coronavirus is more chaos and uncertainty. Well, what do you think a Brexit extension would be, you complete and utter idiot? It hardly gives the UK or businesses certainty over what's going to happen. You are just pushing the goalposts back further and further. That creates more chaos and uncertainty and affects the UK economy, along with the fact that it will hinder the government's attempts at sorting out the economy once this situation is over and they actually get the country back up and running. I urge the government to put political ideology aside and pursue the pragmatic route of seeking an extension to the negotiations so that we and our European partners can focus on recovery from coronavirus. Well, Sadiq Khan, take your own advice and put political ideology aside and just get on with your job of running London. Brexit has got absolutely nothing to do with you, and it's not even about political ideology, it's called democracy. Mr. Khan said coronavirus is the biggest health, social and economic emergency since the Second World War. No, it's probably not. He continued, further disruption in the form of tariffs, red tape and new immigration rules when we leave the single market and customs union at the end of the year would be needless and hazardous. Oh, so that is the issue he really has. It's about the immigration rules. He doesn't really care about Brexit. He just wants to continue the open borders policy that this country has had for far too long now. When all I've got to say to Sadiq Khan on that is, if you want open borders, you are more than welcome to move over to the European Union. We will all happily pay for a one-way ticket for you. As I said on my Twitter earlier, when I first come across this letter from Sadiq Khan to Michael Gove, the London Mayor added that an extension to the December 31st, 2020 deadline is urgently needed. No, it is not. We need to scratch December the 31st as the deadline and make it the 2nd of June. Let's just go tomorrow. If you ask me, that is urgently needed. He said the government negotiations with the EU and other countries are highly unlikely to progress towards meaningful results and agreements while the pandemic continues. Well, by the looks of it, it seems to be abating, so I don't know what you're on about. You're sounding a little bit desperate here, much like the media witch hunt we saw the other day in relation to Boris Johnson's advisor. An extension to the transition period is now urgently needed to give business and public services some certainty that they won't face another cliff edge in 6 months' time. Well, there is no cliff edge to face. We all know that is just Ramonin Project Fear that never comes to fruition, much like every single Ramona prediction there has ever been. He continued though, otherwise the government risks undermining the unprecedented steps it has taken to protect jobs and livelihoods by prolonging uncertainty about our economy and the terms on which future trade will be conducted. No, the only people who are undermining anything is the Labour Party and snivelling shitweasels like you, Sadiq. Ever since you've become London Mayor, you've undermined the safety of everyone in London. So I would focus on what you need to be doing as per your job description and not involving yourself in something else because your friends over in the EU are trying to pressure you to do it. We know secretly you must serve those EU masters, but try not to make it so obvious, you idiot. Britain is in a transition period with Brussels until the end of the year as the two sides negotiate a free trade deal. During the period, the UK follows the EU rules but has no say. Trade talks have been continuing remotely during the coronavirus pandemic, but little progress was made in the third round of negotiations, which has absolutely nothing to do with the current situation. It is just because the EU are demanding things that the UK cannot allow, and David Frost is apparently not going to do it, as per Boris Johnson's instructions. It remains to be seen, but the deadline for an extension is approaching fast at the end of the month. Key sticking points include fishing arrangements and the bloc's demand for a level playing field on standards, which obviously we already know. The EU's chief negotiator, Michel Barnier, has said that the EU is open to a 2-year extension. Well, of course it is. It's always open to 2 more years of our money. Why wouldn't it be? In a letter to the Westminster leaders of the SNP, Liberal Democrats, Plaid Cymru, SDLP, Green Party and Alliance Party, Mr Barnier said the option is available if the UK wants it, which we do not. The Ramonas want it, but the United Kingdom and the majority of the country certainly do not and never will. The group had written to the EU's chief negotiator on May 15th demanding an extension to the transition period, as I covered in a video. We know what Barnier said there, we don't really care about that. And the rest of it is just talking about what I actually covered in a video there. It is amazing to me that Sadiq Khan is doing this and actually thinks it stands any chance of making a difference. Boris Johnson and Michael Gove cannot cave in to this snivelling shitweasel because obviously they know what the people voted for and they know what would happen the next time an election popped up. Regardless of whether it's local or a general election, they will end up getting hammered. When you factor in everything that's been going on recently and the shit show that is the world at the moment, getting Brexit done might be one of the only things that people really have left to hang on to as a good thing throughout 2020. So I do feel the chances of Boris Johnson caving to snivelling shitweasels like Sadiq Khan is very low. It is always possible, remember, because Boris Johnson is still a politician and the Tory party is still a political party. They will do what they think is best for them before what they think is best for the country. This is true of absolutely any political party in the UK. But as I said in my video the other day, we are getting more signs that these EU spunk trumpets and snivelling shitweasels are getting rather desperate in their attempts to stop Brexit, with the extension deadline coming up very soon, as I said earlier. We are going to have to be on the lookout for more underhand tactics like the worthless bill and idiots like Sadiq putting forward letters like this as if it's going to make a difference. We will have to be careful though and watch what these Ramonas get up to, because they need to be called out every time they try to go against the British people. Now before I go, I've started doing live streams and uploading gaming content on my second channel. If you would like to come and join me for a live stream to chat in real time, have an interest in gaming related content on YouTube, or just want to follow me over there because you are a legend, the link will be down in the video description below and as a pinned comment. I hope to see you all there. Now as always, before I go, I want to thank our PayPal, Patreon, Subscribestar and YouTube members for supporting the channel, along with everyone who watches my videos. Remember to let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe with the notification bell and share this video as it helps the channel a lot. And I will see you all in the next one.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors. Slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.